It may be 1:30 in the morning right now, but you know what? The Toronto Blue Jays are giving me unbelievable vibes. Shout out to my fellas, Rob, Mo, Steve. Unbelievable night tonight. Watching the Blue Jays at Rogers Center beat the Seattle Mariners 3-1 tonight, and it was a wild one. Obviously got the bomber jacket. Where is she? There she is. Picked up this bad boy. That's upside down. You guys get the gist of it. Unbelievable. Beautiful looking jacket. Oh, gotta love the zipper. Looking phenomenal. And watch the Jays get a victory. Jam-packed Rogers Center. Everyone's feeling frisky. And Bowden Francis pitches great. However, I will say, him and Brian Wu, as much as, yes, it was a 3-1 score, not a lot of offense. But it felt like there were so many hard-hit balls. I'm looking up at the exit velo stuff, and it's like 100 or 90 plus almost all the time. But who cares? The Blue Jays win this one 3-1 this evening, and they start this weekend set on a good note. Let's break this thing down, all right? In the first inning, it starts with a Bo Bichette single to right field. We're like, all right. Then he steals second base. Got a guy at second and nobody out. Great stuff. Vladdy then absolutely rips one at Rowdy Tellez. 112 off the bat. Rowdy bobbles it, ends up getting him out, but the runner moves up, and we're like, okay, maybe. And then Santander, it's a sac fly to left field, scoring Bo Bichette. Jays lead at 1-0. All right, good start for the boys. Top half of the second inning, Rowdy Tellez hits an absolute piss missile. I love Rowdy. Miss him dearly. Love the big fella. Hits a bomb off of Bowden Francis. Ties the game at 1 apiece. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. Right after they tie the ball game. George Springer lines one up the middle for a base hit. Then Addison Barger drills one to right. And we'll talk about him in a bit. He gets out. But then Kirky he walks. And I believe Springer was moving on the pitch, I believe. But Kirky ends up walking it. 2-1 and nobody out. Or 2-on-1 out, excuse me. Will Wagner lines one up the middle, but George had to make sure it got through so he doesn't score. Bases are now loaded for Alan Roden. And you could clearly tell from this AB, he was not trying to do too much. Drives one to deep left. Rosarena makes the play, but George comes in to score. Jays regain the lead. It's now 2-1. Don't like the next Bo Bichette at bat, though. One pitch pop-up. Don't like that. But regardless, the Jays are leading now 2-1. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning, and the Jays continue their offensive ways. It was nice. Springer doubles on the left field line. He's back, baby. And then Barger, again, lines out to dead center field, but Springer with a really heads-up play. Tags up, gets the third, and then Alejandro Kirk, they bring the infield in, and this was a really good at-bat from Kirky. You know, watching it live, you can really get an idea of what's going on, right? And especially being a Jays hardo or baseball hardo, you really lock into each and every pitch on what's happening. Kirky got beat twice in this at-bat. And I'm thinking, I don't know if he's got it here. He's clearly all over the place. So what does he do? He shortens up, and with the infield in, he just tries to stay in the middle of the ballpark. Stay in the big part of the field and get that run in. So what does he do? He lines one up the middle for a base hit. So yes, he got the run in. He's also safe. The Blue Jays now lead it 3-1 in the fourth, and we're like, oh, this is offense, but the Blue Jays continue to do their thing where they just hit a bunch of singles and they score runs and some small ball. Fine, whatever. You're up 3-1, and that's how the game ends. There were some opportunities the Jays had later on in the game to score. They couldn't do so, and I was always scared because I'm like, don't let that come back to hurt you. It does not. They win it 3-1 over the Mariners today. And look, they've won 3 in a row. They're 12-8. And you want to hear a crazy stat? Shout out to my boy Rob for telling me this. The Jays are 12-8. 4 games over 500, right? And to a lot of fans, that doesn't seem like much. Well, guess what? Last year, the Blue Jays never, not once, went 4 games over 500. Even that great April where they were playing some pretty good ball. I traveled to Kansas City and they were playing decent until then. They were never 4 games over 500, and they are right now. What does that mean moving forward? Couldn't tell you. But all I know is this team is giving you a chance. They're playing solid baseball, and they're winning games. It's exciting. And they're beating teams. Like, it's important games. We talked about this yesterday. How the Seattle team could be a team that the Jays are battling with for a wild card spot at some point. So winning the head-to-head matchup is very important. So these games are crucial, and the win game 1 is awesome. Now, offensively, what'd you get? 7 hits total for the Blue Jays, but George Springer just right back into the fold. 2 for 4, scores 2 runs. Kirky 1 for 2 with an RBI. He walked once. Will Wagner had a couple hits today. Just 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, walked twice. But let's talk about Addison Barger, okay? Because he had a day, didn't he? There were 3 instances, rather, that he defensively looked incredible. Let's talk about the first one. Cal Raleigh, a.k.a. Big Dumper. That is his nickname. It's wild. Drives one off the right field wall, tries to stretch it into a double. Barger plays the hop really nicely off the wall, but if you look at the way he gets the ball and gets it in his hand, he kind of bobbled it and kind of threw with his palm. There's a 1 hop to second. Great play. Gets him out. Incredible. Then later on in the game, fly ball to right. Makes the play. Rowdy Tellez thinks, I'm going to try and tag and go to third, which I think is crazy to begin with. But he does. A 1 hopper to third. Gets him out. 2 outfield assists in this ball game for Barger. And another time in the game. Again, cuts a ball off. Right? In the outfield, cuts a ball off, gets into second quickly. And Randy Rosarina thought, I'm going to try and go home, which I thought he was nuts for even thinking about it. But I think it was Bo or Andres Jimenez, one of the two, fires it home, get him in a rundown, inning over. In an incredible inning, I think was it the Cal Raleigh and that one were the same inning, or that or the Rowdy Tellez. It was one of the two. Just incredible defense from Barger, showing off the arm. He was electric. And even though he went 0 for today and is still 0 for so far this season as a Blue Jay, there were a couple really loud at-bats from him. Couple really long line drives that were foul, that would have been gone if they were fair. And then I think one of his outs was a deep drive to center field that he was out on it, but he still hit the ball hard. So I liked the at-bats from him. Pitching-wise, Bowden Francis went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 run, 5 punch-outs, walked 1. I thought the command was off early. He was falling behind guys early on in the game. A lot of loud outs, but did a job. Grinded, but did a job. Mason Flaherty walked the first guy he faced, and we're all like, oh, God, here we go. Got the next 2, was out of the ball game. Chad Green came in to face one guy, got him, inning over. And then Jimmy Garcia, don't think he had his great stuff today, but he grinded through it and got out of it. And Jeff Hoffman. Clean inning, no base runners, couple punchies, ball game. Picks up save number 5 on the season. And more importantly, like I mentioned earlier, the Blue Jays have won 3 straight. They're 12-8 on the season, and they're feeling good. Now, it is April, so I'm not going to overdo it. But these are good wins against good teams. And teams that you are going to be battling with at some point down the road. Like, you come to me, right? Let's say the Jays win the season series against Seattle. Because guess what? That'll be done by mid-May. You'll be in Seattle, I think it's mid-May, I believe. You'll be done with the series. So let's say come July, August, and September, we're battling with them, let's say for a home field spot in the wild card. Or the first wild card spot, or whatever. You'll look back to those games in April and May and say, man, really glad we won those because now we hold the tiebreaker. It's very important to do so against these teams that you're not really sure about. Or any team that is probably going to be good. The teams like the Nationals like we played earlier, or the A's, or the White Sox, you got to beat the crap out of those teams and then find a way to win season series against the other guys. So it was a great start today to this season series, and let's get on to tomorrow. All right, because game 2 of this series goes tomorrow afternoon. It's a 3:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Logan Gilbert, going to be a tough one tomorrow. Logan Gilbert on the mound for the Seattle Mariners, and Jose Barrios gets the ball for the Blue Jays. Don't look at Jose Barrios' 5.16 ERA and think, oh, he's terrible. He had 2 bad starts against the Orioles. That's it. He's been great otherwise. So we'll see how he does tomorrow against Seattle Mariners. See if win a series. That's all we're asking for. Do a job. All right. So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the game this evening, hit the like button to appreciate it. The subscribe button, you guys not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow. Round 1, Battle of Ontario edition, Leafs Sens. We'll talk all about it tomorrow at some point. I can't wait. And for the Toronto Blue Jays, Game 2 of this 3-game set against the Mariners at Rogers Center goes tomorrow afternoon at 3:07. Logan Gilbert, Jose Barrios is the pitching matchup. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the dub tonight. Talk to you guys then.